Hey guys, what's up? I'm Josh from 91 Tech, and today I just want to show off this iPhone 6 Plus that I got for super cheap. So you may have seen this phone in a couple of my videos already, as I have a few shots of it that I showed off, but for the most part I haven't really talked about it. I got this for $160 Canadian, which translates to about $130 US. That is an insanely good price for this phone, considering it usually goes for around $300 US. So how did I get it so cheap? Well, the answer is pretty simple. When I got it, it had a big problem. The problem was touch disease. So if you don't know what touch disease is, it's pretty simple. It's mostly in these older iPhone 6 and 6 Pluses, as they were not exactly durable, and so they got bent really easily. Now this model's actually fine, but that's usually how it happened. So what happens is that inside, right about there, there's the ribbon, the connections for the touch IC connectors, whatever the heck you want to call it. A lot of times they'll end up getting loose. This is a very common issue, and so what happens with touch disease is when this happens, and I don't know why it's asking me to play something, you can't touch the screen at all. So you can see here I'm able to touch it, everything works. When I got it, it wasn't like that. So what was happening is I had gray bars at the top, which is a very common thing for touch disease, and it was freaking out. Everything was spazzing out about this device. It wouldn't work at all, and I don't think I have it set up for that finger. So everything was freaking out. It would jitter like this a lot, and I couldn't use it at all. Like some touch disease, you can kind of use it intermittently, like occasionally it'll freeze up on you, but for this one, it just wouldn't work at all. And I had gray bars going down to like halfway down the screen, which is probably the most extreme case of touch disease I've seen. I've seen a few like it, and I haven't seen gray bars do it that crazy, and often you can still somewhat use the phone. This one was completely busted, so I actually fixed it myself. Using some cheap China tools, I was able to take the phone apart, and I should have taken video or pictures, and then what I did is that I'll have the link to the video down below that I followed if you guys are interested. There's this little metal plate that covers some connections, so what I did is I took that off, and I stuck an old Sprint SIM card in there, an old nano SIM, and then I put the metal plate back on and screwed it on. So the metal plate, was pushing it down, and it was very tight before there was a little bit of space there. Then I put the display back on, I turned it on, and now it's working fine. So what that's doing is it's applying pressure to the connector so that it stays in place, and then it works perfectly. Now, I'm not sure if I'm going to keep this phone or if I'm going to end up selling it, because, I could make some good profit if I sell it. If I do sell it, obviously I'm going to let them know what I did. I don't want to rip anybody off. And I'm going to probably wait at least a couple weeks just to make sure everything is working fine and no issues come back. But for now, everything is 100%. I've heard of gray bars sticking around even though it's working with the touch side, and I have not seen one gray bar since I did the fix, so that's amazing. So if you have touch disease on your iPhone 6 or 6 Plus, never fear, this method does work. For whatever reason, it actually works. Mind you, professionals won't recommend you do it because, well, first off, they want to make money by doing it for you. And second off, I don't know how, lasting of a thing, how much of a lasting effect this fix has. I don't know if this phone is eventually going to get that back. It might. Hopefully not. Plus, it would be very easy to damage the phone accidentally. Maybe you touch a ribbon cable the wrong way or something like that and split it, that could be seriously damaging. So I wouldn't recommend doing it necessarily unless you're fairly confident around an iPhone. Sorry, let me restate that. Unless you're fairly confident around the inside of an iPhone. I've done a little bit of work, not a whole lot. This was kind of new for me, but hey, I gave it a try. That was my first time opening up an iPhone 6 or higher, and it works, so that's all good. Yeah, I gotta say, first impressions, I've never actually had a Plus phone before. It's ridiculously... Really? I have this finger in there. Okay. It's huge. This thing feels massive. Compared to, I don't know, here's a 5C that I just have lying there for some reason. And, well, you can see what I'm talking about. When you see them in videos and reviews and stuff, because I've watched lots of those, it doesn't feel that big, but when you're looking at it and holding it straight up in real life, wow, it feels huge. It's ridiculous. So I'm probably going to push out a few reviews on this. My last review on the iPhone 6 is getting pretty old at this point. It was about a year ago, so I'm going to have another one. Anyway, I just wanted to let you guys know and to kind of let you guys know that it is possible to get some pretty nice devices for super cheap. This thing is in perfect cosmetic condition. Everything about it, as far as I can tell, it has like no blemishes. So a scratch right there. Okay, there might be like one little scratch right there, if you can see that. Otherwise, there's like nothing. It's pristine. And I feel like if I sold this, I could probably sell it for quite a lot, at least up here in Canada, because phones are ridiculously overpriced up here, trust me. So yeah, that's about it for this video. Not a whole lot to say other than just kind of want to show it off. Obviously, I'm not bragging here. Don't get the wrong impression. When I show off what I do and what I have, all this money I'm putting towards these devices I've made because of you guys. I've made it because of the YouTube channel. I haven't made a ton of money, but I've made enough to occasionally buy stuff like this and, you know, put stuff back into the channel, which I think is super cool. So that's it, guys. Not a very interesting video or anything. Just wanted to show it off. And I, again, wouldn't really recommend trying repairs on your devices by yourself unless you really know what you're doing. If you break something, obviously I'm not responsible, and neither is whatever tutorial you're watching. I will, though, have the tutorial in the description below if you do want to go check it out. It's kind of an interesting watch, even if you don't have something with touch disease. I'm shocked that it worked, but it did, so yeah, that's pretty cool. Thanks again for watching. I hope you have a great day, and without further ado, I will see you all next time.